Hey, what's up guys? Wanted to make this video. This is going to be about possibly the most important thing that we have to come across. And if we're able to do this efficiently and in a short amount of time, it really dictates the ability for us to scale a successful SEO agency. All right. So this is what it comes down to. There's two major things to succeed in this business. One is sales, okay, and the other is systems. I made a video about this before. After a while, it becomes less about knowing what to do. Obviously that's always important, but it starts to tilt more towards having the systems in place and being able to put group of people together, elite level, and systems that are also elite, that's going to allow you to bring in clients and fulfill them at a high caliber at scale, right? So the example I like to give is really something Elon Musk said recently in one of the videos where he was showcasing the new car, the Roadster that's coming out. Fucking insane, under 2 seconds. What a time we live in, man. But what he was saying is, the difficulty comes in for Tesla is to build the systems. He said that the factory that builds the car was the most difficult thing that, one of the most difficult things he ever did, right? It was surprising because, it's not to actually know how to build a car that beats rest of the world in performance, and actually to do it in the electric field. It's not even that. He said the magnitude of difference in difficulty from knowing how to do that compared to how to build the systems that can make that thing at scale was 100-fold. So if you know Elon Musk, he doesn't just say big numbers. He always thinks about certain things. For him, when he says 10x versus 100x, there's a difference, right? And actually the next sentence he said, the difficulty for space, actually building rockets at scale and everything, was just tenfold, right? So it was really interesting because I was watching and I was thinking like, wow, this is in many ways like SEO. SEO as a product is generally pretty difficult to manage and scale and keep high level of quality, right? If you look at like combination products around it, AdWords, Facebook ads and stuff like that, they're all generally a little bit easier to scale, right? A lot of them have duplication and accounts, stuff like that, and like same keyword lists and stuff like that, negative keywords, all this kind of stuff, have in place, same type of ads that have been proven to work, so we can like duplicate and go in different markets, all this kind of stuff, right? Whereas SEO, obviously there's like a lot of similar patterns, but each client can be a different curveball depending on where they're coming from, what the previous SEO company did and whatnot, all kinds of shit in place, right? While Google is changing major parts of this entire thing, it's like managing several products instead of one in combination and in sync to each other while some parts keep changing constantly, right? So what do you do? Okay. And this is where it comes down to us as the person, right? Because everything really extends from what we like. Everything kind of like, when you boil it down, it comes down to like your your daily habits, right? Like exactly how you're able to shift between certain things, even down to like the most basic things, right? Like your eating patterns and stuff like that, how you manage your day and shift between stuff, and how you organize your thoughts to writing down lists and all this stuff, right? So I'll keep it like broad. The major things, first of all, the two major shifts, right, is sales and fulfillment. This is the biggest shift, right? If you can make this well, you're probably gonna fucking kill it to some degree, right? That is going from a place of being able to sell very hard, right? And whatever that may be, sending huge amounts of contact, right? That's what it's going to come down to. Whether you're doing email, ads, phone calls, whatever it may be, right? There's so many ways to get sales. Whatever it is, it's the ability to effectively make large amounts of contact and following up effectively, and then having to shut that down when fulfillment comes, and being able to shift and make systems and work and step in and rebuild and all that stuff, right? It's pretty difficult, right? For me, honestly, it's not that hard anymore to go in either direction. Like if I really get tuned and feel like, okay, this fucking next month it's gonna be sales, I can come from a place of everything. I can realign my fucking entire being to be in that direction, right? From starting from freaking my routine, my affirmations, everything, my visualize, everything I'm seeing, and I want it to happen, and going for it on a day-to-day, hour-to-hour, week-to-week basis, I can make it about sales. But it's when about slowing down that and having to onboard and start fulfillment and check all these current clients that came in while not dropping previous clients and where they are and all this stuff. That's where the difficulty comes in play, right? So there's the sales and fulfillment shift, and then within fulfillment there's another actual shift that's pretty major, which I'll talk about in a second, right? So this is the big one. Understand this, right? I would say on average it takes about a month for most people, right? If you can scrape that down to a week, you're a fucking badass. If you can make that shift within a week. Like, what that looks like is this. It means you're selling, and you get, let's say, a couple of clients, right? And then your shift between how long it takes for you to be when you are at peak of doing just fulfillment. So for example, when I was taking my break, right? I took like actual break for like 2 months where I didn't do shit. I just like binge watched and finished like 3 Crash Bandicoot games and shit like that, right? And then like towards the end, I started building some of my systems, right? And I made a video. I don't know if I actually uploaded it. I'm not, because I made it in my car. It was about like where I realized one of the best ways to actually get into building systems is just doing it every day. Every day you start your morning with building one small system. And that way I realized it was way easier than the entire year before, where I was literally losing my head trying to even build the smallest simple system processes for the VAs to follow. I was just like going all over the place. Whereas when I was only building the system, my mind was just, you know, every morning I'm going to come up, okay, cool, this is what I do, I record it, and then I write down the processes, and I make a video about going through the entire thing. And it was like very simple, right? Now, that's because I was at the peak of doing only systems. I was doing that for a week or two, and after doing it for a week or two, you get in that, again, like I mentioned, this aura, this way of you're now tuned, your mind is ready for that kind of work. From the time you wake up and stuff, it's not much like hurdles you have to go through to even set up your work flow so you can step in and do it effectively, because you already have been doing that. That's what takes time, right? So right now I'm stepping in there, and this is what's going to dictate how fast I can make sure these clients are good and set for success, and also making sure that previous clients are good and, you know, nobody's like getting the ball dropped on, so I can step back in the sales and fucking kill it. How long is that going to take, right? Because honestly, we can say the systems are 100%. A lot of people say my systems are 100%. 100% is not a number you use. 100% means you can leave your business and shut off your phone for over a month or two, and you come back and there's sales that new came in and new people started getting calls, and there's new like video testimonials that you got from clients who are now happy because in the time you're gone. That's 100%. That is very difficult to do, and it doesn't happen in the beginning, and it doesn't happen, I think, in the first 5 revisions of your systems. I'm on the 3rd major revision right now. It seems like this will be one of the last ones, hopefully. I'm really grateful for the team we have now. It's not just me and a couple of VAs. We got some people in place that really knows what they're doing. But the point is, it's a constant thing, right? And I hope, once this revision, it always feels like this is the one, but this revision, it really feels like it's going to be a point where I can say like 80% is systematized, right? Before, when I said like, oh yeah, 70% systematized, nah, that was more like probably like 25, because I had different standards, right? Now systematized means like literally down to a point where every email sent, every report sent has to be to a point where it's actually automatic, right? And there's no fear of what's going to happen here and there. And even for the probabilities that's to go wrong, for the curveballs for certain clients, those are also set in place so the right people can step in and fix that. So that's that. I think where I wanted to rant. Okay, so coming back to the major things. Okay, so these kind of 2 shifts is the major one, and how fast I can get back in sales to kill it and scale the shit and hit the numbers that I know I can hit, right? Like if I'm in the sales side only, like fuck man, if I keep it going in that rhythm, it's sales. Once you're in a rhythm and you're going it's really like, a thing about winning, right? Like the more you're winning, the more you keep winning. And once you kind of stop and take a break and go move, you kind of have to restart that in a way, right? All right, so that's that. Now, as I was saying, within SEO, the major shifts you have to play is basically, I kind of forgot what I was going to say about that. I had actually like an exact example I wanted to give, but I think it's pretty much what I just said, right? It's being in a way where you're going to be able to, oh no, this was it. This was exactly it. This is the major shift within the fulfillment, right? So these are two big ones within fulfillment in SEO. These are the two big ones, I would say. And after that, everything goes into like, branches and shit like that. So I don't want to get into that. What it is this. Being able to, because what happens is after a certain point, you realize that you don't have personal time to go in to fix certain things. So let's say you come across like 1 or 2 clients who have a certain problem. And it's like you have to get in there in the trenches, really find out what's causing this, and you have to fix it and make sure it's going well, right? And now you think, okay, what I can do is me go in and reanalyze everything, and or maybe get in there basically to fix it one time, and then step out so they're okay. Or what you're supposed to do, and what it becomes at this level, I think after like I don't know, like 20, 25, 30 clients or something like that, like around this level, I think the shift that happens in the fulfillment side is, okay, I see these 2 problems happening in these clients. I can't go in and fix this because that's not worth my time. What I have to do is now build the system, build it in the system of like things that, the entire flow of fulfillment for the clients, and see if this gets fixed. Basically, you're going to rebuild the thing for everybody. So your team, VAs, everybody's going to do it for all the clients. And you're going to keep an eye for those 2 clients to see if they go through and they're able to fix that because you build a system for it. This is the shift that comes in play. And this is a difficult one too, because it's a difference between current clients who are having problems and, let's say they're getting shaky and you have to fix this quickly. Let's say, let's say it's actually directly affecting their results, right? And if you fix this quickly. So do you fix this now and get in there and solve this problem so they're good? Or because that's going to take a lot of time and it's only one dimensional, it's for one client and you're out, now you don't have a system for it, you're going back into sales? Or do you build the entire system for it so they can get fixed, right? And you just watch if they get fixed, because if they get, that means the system is at a higher level. That means that problem is not going to happen, or unless, something other changes, but all things being equal, that problem is not going to happen anymore because you build the entire system around it to solve that. You see what I'm saying? And that's the balance now you have to do, because until let's say you're like where I am right now, rebuilding my whole system, if certain things come for individual clients, which we have to go in and fix so they get better results, if it's a direct threat at them getting results, I have to step in myself, right? We have to take direct action, even though it's individual, which is not scalable, right? And this is the shift that it comes down to. This is the challenge. So the balance you have to go through to solve that, as far as I understand now, other than some things where, you can get a project manager and stuff like that to help you out, which is going to really, I believe, like be the key to make this efficient. The balance that you would have to do is just like I said, if it's a thing that is directly affecting their results and calls and them possibly canceling because none of their results, then I think it comes first before building system, meaning you will manually go in, analyze everything through, get on a call with them, whatever it's calling for, do it so that client is good, and then boom, you step out, but then you put it on the list to build a system, right? So whenever you come down to the level of priority, because you're gonna have a list of priority for building the systems, these things don't happen overnight. And then you can take care of that so that within time, whatever that problem was, it can be in the systems. But since it's directly threatening their results, you're doing it now individually, if that makes sense, right? For some time, every time there was a problem, I was trying to just build a system for it. And I was realizing that, okay, it's taking so long. I could even lose this client if I don't hurry up and get to them. So I do get to them. And more now I understand this. Sounds so basic and simple, but it's really one of the most important things, right? It's having this permission to yourself and understanding of how to categorize certain problems, right? And having that balance. Okay. probably everything I wanted to say. So yeah, guys, I mean, this is pretty much it. Think about this stuff, and when the right direction, what it looks like for me is having all the things I need to do, and then I prioritize them based on importance, right? So before it was just like, what do I have to do today? What do I have to do tomorrow? Like, it's just a list, right? Then I can do like priorities, within that a little bit here and there. But now it's more than that. It's categorizing each thing for, on the sales side, on the fulfillment side, on the error side, support side, whatever, like, all this stuff. And then like each category has its own priority, and then within them you have like priorities, right? So that your time is effective and you're doing the things that you most have to do right now to medium to long term get your entire systems to a level where it's going to help the entire thing and have automation, but also being able to shift in and fix certain clients right now because they are in a level, at a point of emergency. And then once things are good here, being able to shift back into sales and getting in that mode at a short amount of time as possible so you can wreck it here. That's what it comes down to. I think it's called being an entrepreneur. Peace.